Take. Oh, no. Come on, CPU. Oh, this tanking. I don't know if it can do this. Hi guys. If you can hear me, I have zero clue. CPU's tanking. Thanks, Leon. I'm gonna try. What can I do? What can I do? Let's see. I'm gonna try something real fast. Hold on. Okay, that works. Leon, you're very loud. I don't know if it's working. Oh, it's struggling. Shoot. Yep, it's... Okay, you can hear me. Is it choppy? Let's see. Everything's like in the red. Hey, Leon, buddy. Not now. Of course, the dog strolls right now to want to go outside. Okay. Sorry if y'all hear. Oh boy. Let's see. This is. Leon chose the perfect time. Okay, it's gonna get choppier. Sorry. I don't know how to fix this. Because I tested it out yesterday and I managed to get the CPU down. My computer just may not be able to handle this. Yeah, not right now, buddy. Your stream is experiencing issues. Yeah, I know. Just for info, right now, for some reason my CPU is at 80%, and I don't know why. fix this. I don't know why it's taking up so much CPU usage whenever I dumped everything. I don't know the PC specs. I think I mean, this is like a new small laptop though, but literally nothing's running in the background because I dumped it all. Like anything that I could get rid of, I did. Now my neighbors are being loud. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Oof. Okay, what is OBS is taking up majority of it. Graphics, desktop management, Leon. Yeah, it's all OBS. I don't know why it's taking up that much of it. I even lowered the bitrate of everything. Oh Lord. This is why it's a test stream. It's the test stream because I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. I think what I'm going to have to do is most likely turn off Facecam, just to make it run. So we're going to try that. So we may not have Facecam. We may not be able to. So I'm going to, sorry, bye. Now it's, it's an empty screen. Now y'all see the edge of the table through. And that lowered nothing. So I'm going to have to delete it. Okay. See if that helps at all. Nope. Okay, we're gonna take this off then. OBS is at like 60% for some reason. Like literally, OBS is at like 50 to 60% CPU usage, and then Streamlabs is at like 10%. And everything else is just the processors. Like the display processors. Like I don't know why it's taking up this much. Okay, well at least y'all can hear me. I'm going to, this is a struggle bus. processors. Let's see, whatever I can end. Hopefully everything does not crash. Guys, give me money so I can have a desktop. This is dumb. Okay. Streamlabs. Okay. Yeah, OBS is fluctuating between like 50% and 70% now for some reason. Okay. Let me try that, see if that goes down. I just needed to go to the green. Like, just... like, no one needs to see my face, that's fine, whatever. I just needed to go in the green so that people can actually watch me paint. Nothing helped. Yeah, it may just be that this computer just can't handle streaming. That or just can't handle overlays. And I may just have to get rid of the overlay. Oh. I don't know why. I just went into the... it just turned green. And it's green now. People tell me if it's choppy. Maybe the computer gods heard me. This is my hand cam. I'm gonna... Is it still streaming? I think it's still... I don't know if it's still streaming. Is it still streaming? Did my stream end? Someone tell me. Also, this thing is on such a delay. Okay. I think it's good. It's only a little choppy. And I lost face cam. Yeah, I turned off all my, okay, good. Yeah, I basically had to disable all my Adobe stuff in the background, so I just can't have anything. I can't have face cam. This is my hand cam now. I don't know. But y'all can at least see me paint. So that's all I asked for. If you hear the dogs barking, whining, I can't do anything about that because I live in a very small house. It's a rear unit. I live in someone else's backyard. So, all right. Okay, now we're going to start. Thank God. That's a headache. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to... Tell me if the audio is all good. I'm going to play some copyright-free music in the background. Because that's... There we go. I have... This is the table where the mic is. My face cam was covering it. Now it's not. I also had to turn off my coffee notification, so that kind of sucks. So if anyone donates, I can't see. Okay, so this is a... That's too loud. This is a piece that I had sketched out previously, and I was a dum-dum and put the white ink over it. You're right. I put the white ink over it and then realized I needed to paint the base hand first. And then I decided to do masking fluid, and then I forgot. So hopefully this peels off fine. I also forgot painter's tape. So I had to use masking tape, which is not great because it can peel off the paper, which has happened before. I can't... If someone can tell me how to turn off live chat off the PC on Streamlabs, I would like that. Because I can't figure out how to turn it off. That way that would help the CPU a lot. And I can just have it on my phone. But yeah, I don't know how to turn it off on Streamlabs. I don't know if it's like a premium thing, but if someone can tell me how to do that, I will. Hopefully that'll make the stream better. And eventually I'll have face cam or desktop, whichever one comes first. But yeah, I put masking fluid on the edges. And so I'm going to paint the hand first, and then this is going to be like a, you know, those old ceramic plates with they're white ceramic and they have blue flowers and blue like details. I'm going to do that with a snake. So, also, I have no clue I'm a self-taught artist. I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone's asking for tutorials. I wing it every single time. But, you know, that's me. Also have 5,000 different inks because I mostly do ink. This is, so whenever I need like pure black, like lines or like backgrounds, I use this one. It's actually from manga, and because it's super, super dark. But I also have to order it online because I think it's Japanese. So I sparingly with this. Also, it smells very strong. And then this one is just Bombay ink, and I use a lot of this and just Indian ink. So I'm gonna try this. Should I put the bowl in the camera? Just let me know if audio or anything's bad. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a wash first. And I am notoriously bad for just not erasing my line art. If it's graphite, usually I'll just blend into the ink and I can use it. Also, my masking fluid is super old, so hopefully it still works properly. And this is just putting the initial wet layer so that I don't get too many harsh edges. I eventually want to build my own computer, but because everyone's building their computers right now, there's like no parts. unless you go like in store and scavenge. Hair. Okay. Oh Lord. Ink stuck. There it goes. Sorry, Leon. So I live in a very small rear house. It's literally my living room and my kitchen are one. And then my bedroom is the other half of the house. And I have 4 animals. 2 very big dogs and 2 cats. And then my neighbor has like 5 dogs. And so you may hear a lot of click-clacking around. Or barking. If they start barking, I may turn off the microphone for now. Or at least while they do it. But then again, it may tank the stream, so I don't know if I can. Okay. And since this is going to be under the snake, it's going to be a little bit darker. What a rough start. So I'm honestly very bad at lighting. I'm self-taught. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I try to see like through layers. Like this is on top, so this would have a shadow. This is behind. This area is in between that, so that would have a shadow. That is in the more of the background, so that'd have a shadow. Like that. So that's mostly how I plan, but I think I'm just gonna try and do like lighting that way. So most of the shadows is on this side. And with ink, you just want to do it, build up little by little. So these would be more dramatic. I didn't do a wash layer on this, but I need more dramatic shadows right here. Also, this is a table tray. I have like a stool and 2 table trays. And that's how we're going to work with this. Okay. Wash this out. I chaotically do not stick with any one area. And don't worry, it won't be that dark. I'll wash it away once some of it sticks to the paper. So what I do is I wet the brush. I'm gonna go in, kind of wipe some away. And let the ink soak back into the brush. Rather than use my paper towel. I want to eventually stream video games, but there's no way possible I could do it on this laptop. Diffuse that a bit. And anything that, I don't know if y'all can tell, this like yellow, that's all masking fluid. So it's not all over the snake, but it's along the edges of the hands. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll bring these out. Excuse how bad these are. I don't clean them. So I'm gonna find the cleanest one. This one's cleanest. I hope that one still has red in it. Okay, well, never mind on that one. What is that? And then water slightly red, so that's great. And what I'll basically do is just make an ink wash, slightly darker ink wash. And all of this is just trial and error. Like sometimes I completely screw up a piece and it never shows to anyone. I just don't ever post it and it just... That's kind of the thing with traditional painting. There's no Control Z. So you just kind of mess it up and that's that. And you try to save it. Okay. I am going to put that there. Let's see. Can anyone hear the music? I'm not sure. I don't want to make it too loud because I don't really have a way to control it over my voice. Okay. And this paper is not completely flat, because for some reason it like started buckling just by setting aside. So there's like bubbles. The tape's just making sure that more bubbles are not made. I like these brushes, but they leave little hairs everywhere and it's super annoying. Also try not to load too much water because then we gotta wait for it to dry. Usually whenever I do my hands, they take like 2 hours just to do hands. And I can't do as much work onto it because usually the paper will start to peel. darkest blacks. Brighter. My cat just toppled over all the dishes in the sink because he's sunbathing. Okay, so we got the dark layers right here. Oh my goodness. He's 10 years old, and for some reason during quarantine this past year, he's been acting like a complete nutcase. Just active all over the place, getting into stuff, chasing down my other cat, dragging her around. I don't understand that one, but that. Shadow. So the issue is I think I got masking fluid right here, and so now whenever I take this off, I'm going to have to make that full black because there's going to be a gap between the snake and the hand. Build up shadows. This would be a lot more intense. It'll look better once it's dry, I promise. I hope. Actually, I promise nothing. Let me smooth out. I'm going to leave this part of the hand alone because it's starting to soak too much. I think the paper is going to start peeling soon. So the neat thing with ink is whenever it's still like wet, if you want to manipulate it around, you just kind of wet the brush and you can take some away before it's like really settled. So like if I want this more light, just wet the brush, maneuver it around, and I can kind of just push the ink around. Because yeah, right now it doesn't look great, but especially on camera. It will, I promise. No, I don't promise. Never mind. Okay, we're going to leave that part alone. I'm going to focus on the fingers. Okay, so this part right here is going to be super dark. I don't know also why I haven't switched brushes. This is not the most efficient brush for this. A tiny chihuahua is angry. It's always angry. And this part is kind of nestled between the snake. Also, if I ever put like too much ink down, I just kind of use it as like my inkwell. But this part is nestled between the snake, so it would be entirely that. Did I do that with masking fluid again? Okay. I'm gonna do the smart artist thing and switch brushes. Enjoy. Oh Lord. And door's gonna get shut. No. Jesus. Okay. Door shut on him. I don't think what to do. I don't know why I like painting hands. I used to hate painting hands, now it's primarily what I do. Yeah, I don't use a lot of these whenever I do blacks. I tend to just use the lid of the actual thing, and then whenever it's dry, I just shake it. Do what? Just diffuse that. So if the light's coming from right here, this back area is going to be more shaded more. It's not getting direct sun as much. The top's wood though. And from the, if you're holding it like this, so excuse my shitty nails. This back area is more shaded, and the inside's more shaded. But they're not like perfectly lit, so there's still going to be some aspect of shadows on them. So like right here, where there's like more of a divot on your nail, on your fingernails, because depending on how your hands are, like mine, I got fat fingers, so they're more like curved. Some of them, like these, if they're skinnier, they're more concave. This will all get blended eventually anyways. My hand's sticking to the stupid masking fluid. And I still don't know if I'm going to do the background black or leave it white, because I kind of feel like if I do the background black, it's going to make the white snake pop more whenever I get it done. I'm afraid it's going to blend too much with the hand. So I'm not going to do too dark on the hand. I may do the fingers still like black edged. Hi, Jasmine. I may do the fingers black edged just because they're going to be on the inside of the snake, and so they'll be able to pop more. Jasmine, you missed the part where everything was tanking, and then I had to turn off my face cam and my notifications because nothing worked for like the first 20 minutes. Well, hopefully I can afford to get an actual full desktop eventually, so that I can do editing better, stream on it. It takes me forever to edit any YouTube videos, which is why I hardly put them out, because a combination of laziness and depression. Okay. So I'm going to leave that to dry so I can do the overlays on that. And this is dry enough that I can go back to it. So rotation, actually let me finish this. And this one won't be too much of an issue because one is behind, so it's probably mostly going to be black. I'll do that. And since it's mostly going to be black, I may just do that. I still don't know if I'm going to stay streaming on YouTube or try Switch. I just don't know how to do Twitch. Right now I'm using ink. I do most of my stuff in ink, so I'm using, right now it's just the Bombay Black Indian ink. Just ink and water. Yeah, it looks good now, but I have like I have a hand window now. So I'll have to fix that on the next one. No face cam for now. I like that I said I was gonna leave that one and then I went back to it. Brush one all dry, so it's not the cleanest edges. I can fix that later. Okay. So I'm gonna leave those alone for now. Go to this, like I said. Okay. So this is the fun part where we start doing the detailing because we got the base down. Define that edge more. since it's from there, be a little bit wider. Yeah, I can tell some of the paper is peeling a little bit. A little peely right there. I don't get the best quality stuff because one, I'd have to charge more if I sell, and I don't sell that often, especially this past year since we haven't had the art trail. I've had a studio I paid for a year and haven't even been inside because it's shared. But there hasn't been any art events, so I can't sell my original pieces as often. So it's mostly online selling, and online selling is more print based. Print and stickers. I actually sell more stickers than I do prints. So there's no point getting high quality stuff because even the stuff right now isn't gonna move, and then I end up sitting on it. We do some of the wrinkles right here because you have a few like camera. You have like wrinkles right here with the dip and that, so do a bit of that. I think the hand would be a little bit wider. That sounds loud. Okay. This is supposed to be lo-fi and chill, and there's like a house beat. There we go. Usually what I'll do is whenever I paint this, whenever I'm working at home, I just have a ton of YouTube videos. All I do is watch YouTube. Okay, so this right now, you can kind of see it's like a pointed edge. And I always like cut them off, one, because I'm lazy and I don't like doing like full illustrations. But just aesthetically, I like it better. So what I'm going to do is round that out because the curve around your arm right there, it's not a pointed edge even if you were to cut your arm off. I'll round that out a bit. And you just do that by smoothing, doing more of like a cylinder shadow on the edge. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Because even though this is shading, it still will have its own natural curve. At least that's how I look at it. It's probably not correct, but you know. This is dried up, so I'm going to shake it. So whenever I was in high school, I took a lot of art classes, but like we didn't have like a wide range of like painting 1, painting 2, painting 3. And because I completed most of my like main courses early, my senior year was mostly just art classes and like statistics. And then I got off for like a half day. So I took basics painting, and that kind of kicked off like my kicked off my love for like painting and not just drawing. And so I was primarily acrylics painting. I like refused to get off acrylics And I didn't want to try watercolors. I didn't want to try anything else. I was like, I like acrylics because it dries fast and it stays in place. I just like acrylics. And then I took a fashion class because it was illustration, and then I also took ceramics. I took jewelry making. Like, I just wanted to take art classes. I took, I think, painting too. And I also took some like multiple times, and they just let me do whatever I want. But I think it was the second time I took painting. My teacher was like, "Hey, I think you should try ink." And I was completely against it. I was like, "No, I don't like it. I don't like how it works." She was like, "Just try it out." And I was like, "I don't like it." And I did it. God dang it, I've been doing ink ever since. She was right. I just started doing watercolor and ink. And that's primarily what I use now. I still do acrylics sometimes, but it's kind of fell away from acrylics. So, yep. Primarily an ink artist. Smooth out some of these layers right here. Okay. So it's trying to look smoother there. And go back to the fingers. It's just a lot of going back and forth as stuff dries, or else you have to like wait for everything. Okay. I'll deepen those before I do the overlay, because whenever you overwash it, you will lose some of the darkest. If I do this beforehand, it helps me keep track of stuff. Okay, I think I had a line right there. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wash that out. I'm probably only gonna stream for like a couple hours, so probably like an hour more. Just because I have a lot of orders I need to get done. And I have stuff to do and I need to clean, and then my dogs will probably get mad at me if they're locked up in that room for too long. Okay. And I like using these like more rounder, like all around, instead of like the flat ones. Like, this is an example of a flat one. This is more round. These are just better quality. You can do more rounded edges. These you can buy in like 20 in a pack for $1. So, and I do that a lot because I abuse my brushes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna overwash it. And overwashing kind of, I call it overwashing, but it just kind of lets you blend everything. And it'll also slightly darken the like lighter shading that you've done, because it just adds more ink on top of ink. That. It's all about layering with ink. Because usually a lot of the detail is like in the back of the hand, because you have like, you know, knuckles, veins, like there's just, it's a lot bumpier, so there's a lot more chance for details. This, it's really just knuckles. So it's not a whole lot of detail with this position, so there's not a whole lot of work I need to do. It's mostly just in this area. Whenever it's wet, like I said, you can kind of blend stuff out. like that like 2 or 3 weeks ago we had a giant blizzard in Texas, and now it's like 70 degrees out today and I'm gonna die. Global warming, guys, in Texas. I'd prefer to be cold than hot, but just not freezing cold, I guess. What I'm gonna do is that kind of helps blend. Well, there goes my paintbrush, and there goes the camera. Jesus freaking Christ! It's a mess. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Just talking to myself as I paint. Jamming out. But yeah, I miss art events. Like, miss and I don't miss art events just because they're a lot of energy for an introvert. It's like you have to be the artist, you have to be the marketing person, you have to be the cash register and your accountant and everything. Like, it's a lot, but I miss it. I miss just getting to meet people and like seeing their excitement over your art and everything, and watching your stuff go to new homes. The very last event right before I started working from home and in the quarantine and everything was a convention, and then the following day or following week was a First Rodeo Trail. And I remember it was like the best I ever did. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, things are getting better. And then then I didn't leave my house. Oh boy. I mean, it made me focus a lot more on my online store, but there's something not as personable. And if this isn't like close enough, or if it needs to be closer, let me know, and I can try to zoom in even more. Like, I'm trying, guys. This is the figure out stream. I know there's a lot of little details with this, so it just looks like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, that's left alone. Now it's gonna be left alone. Maybe it will eventually be left alone once I stop touching stuff. Okay, so that's good. Now, I think this is basically as shaded as I can get. I can probably do a little bit more, but if I do it too dark, if I do the background black, it's gonna blend. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing the tattoos, and that requires a whole different ink. This is where I break out the manga ink. I'm gonna bring back this brush. I'm gonna shake it up. I need to order a new one soon. So, the bubbles. I'm gonna pop those away from the art piece because I learned my lesson before. Nope, bubbles aren't popped. Come on, bubbles. They will splatter everywhere if you pop them anywhere near your art piece. Okay. That. So this is the super black ink. And basically what I'm going to do is This one you gotta load it up a lot to make it really smooth. That has gunk on it. Good job, me. Got it. That's the downside of using the lid as your palette. It's all the dried, crusty bits are also in the lid. I'm just gonna use the side of this. Too much. Oh my goodness, what is all this gunk on it? Okay. I also miss getting tattoos. I haven't gotten a tattoo in a while. This is the downside whenever the paper gets peely. It gets really hard to do a smooth line without water. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit of water. Also widen this tattoo a bit. It's a very dark black and I like it. Okay, so let me do the dots. We may just finish up the hands this time, and maybe next time we'll work on the snake. Water. Come on. Too much water. You don't want any like straight lines if you're doing tattoos on hands, because right here your arm is curved, so a straight line doesn't look as good, so you want it slightly curved. I have to work on resin charms soon. It's a busy weekend. I do laundry. I go back to the office on April 1st. So I'm trying to get everything I need to get done now. It's anxiety. Realize that this circle is not symmetrical or not centered with this triangle. Try and fix it. That part is going to be cut off by the snake, so. gonna have to eat food soon because I'm gonna start getting shaky. It's basically how I remind myself to eat. My hand starts wobbling or if I start getting lightheaded, it's time to eat. It's not healthy, but it's my body. Using this brush split right as I was doing the line. What the hell? Okay, bottom hand's looking good. Now let's do the top hand. Okay, so first what we're going to do is the nails. Some of this I'm going to have to clean up once I take away the masking fluid. See what took and what didn't. Grandpa her nail. This is basically going to be the way that I force myself to paint and get art pieces that have been sitting there done. So I just work on them on stream. I have so many just sitting there that are like half done. I do need to get done because then I want more ideas for new paintings, but I haven't really been motivated to paint all year. It's been a struggle. That one's a little thick. Whatever. I'm having to add a little bit of water because this paper's not cooperating. Whenever I drag it, it's being a little shaky. I like to call this one the centerpiece nail because it's the side profile. It's the most prominent one because of the hand positioning. So it really pulls off the kind of ghoulish, menacing do it just right. Also really emphasizes the curve of the nails, the highlight. Yeah. Hopefully the audio's been good. I keep forgetting the mic is on my right and not on my left. Computer's on my left. Mic is on the right. Okay, so I'm gonna do tattoos. I'm gonna have to slightly correct it. It's not quite centered. I have to break out the compression gloves soon. So lately, as I'm getting back into painting, thanks to all my health issues and everything, my hands cramp up a lot by painting and drawing now. And so I have to wear an arthritis compression glove. It really makes me feel so happy to be 30 now. I love being 30. It's great. So remember, I added a little tattoo right here just to break up this finger from the one right behind it. Right here. It's coming along. Okay. We'll see if we get to the peely aspect, peeling off the masking fluid. See if it's dry enough by the end of the stream. Add one right here. Those are the tattoos. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to water down this ink a bit. And we're going to outline. I think these are watered down a little bit more. This ink's very dark. And I could do this with my micro pens, but I feel like the micro pens make it look too flat sometimes. And this adds like kind of shaded layer, especially if I water it down, because then it's just a dark gray, not a black. A little bit of wrinkles right there. Like your fingers have wrinkles, like, so you want to add a little bit. Not that much. Not that much. You got wrinkles on your knuckles because skin flexes there. do the outline over here. This is also water. This is more, this I use more over here in this window where my face used to be. This is more what I use for ink washing. This is more to clean off the brush, so I don't know why I just did that, but I'm not going to be needing it, so might as well. Okay. A little bit more here. When you use ink, you just have 5,000 things of water everywhere. And I think I am going to paint this black, so I'm not going to worry too much about it being really clean. I just want to make sure that the edges are how I like it to be. Okay, I think that's, I'm just going to clean up this thumb. Just realized I didn't do the finger gradient like I usually do. I'm debating if I should. Make it pop more. Should I do finger gradient? Okay, yeah. Okay, we're gonna see if I'm gonna mess this up. Love doing last minute changes. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna use this dark. Yeah, this is where it can go bad, but I'm gonna try not to. What you do is you put your dark color and then you start to peel away. Diffuse it out with a dry brush. That's how you can get your highlights when you're doing it black. So it's good for now. Let that dry. I'm gonna do probably this first knuckle. This is where it's gonna start gradienting. And if you do a slightly wetter layer first, like the overlay, whenever you start adding the darker ones, it'll diffuse out naturally so you don't get a line. It's more of a gradient. I'm going to do it a little bit further down than the first knuckle. Make it to there. That'll be a nice contrast whenever I do the white on the snake. I'm getting there. A little bit more gradient to go, but in this one, since we only see the first part of Knuckles, it's just gonna be all black. If you cut away some of the black after you lay it down, you get some of your highlights back. So that's dark, but you can cut away and then see as these dry if they lightened up. You go back in, you do even more with slightly less water. Slowly makes them darker and darker. And you can completely just ruin your art piece by doing this. Just make them too dark and then you have to go in and fix it all. Cut out a bit so it doesn't look like it just ended at the tattoo. Also, you kind of got to be careful if you use a dry brush, it can splay out your bristle hairs. Oh, let's see that. See, that first one's already dry to much brighter color. So I'm gonna go back in. You never trust how dark it is whenever you lay it down, because it will just brighten back up once it dries and it soaks into the paper. That's why layering is usually necessary. Especially if you're using water. If you're just doing dry inking, it's usually not, it doesn't line up that much, but once you add water, it does. It's like even the thumbs lined up a lot. And since I had to turn off all my notifications, if y'all do want to like support the artist or like the stream or whatever, there's 2 links on my overlay that where you can tip, and I'm just gonna be saving that up to put towards the desktop now. Only time to stop using laptops for everything. That way I can just use this laptop that I'm streaming on. It converts into a touchpad and I can just draw on it, but if it's gonna be taking up CPU, then can't do that for now. So I would like to get back into trying out digital art again. I could stream that, but I won't be able to stream off the same computer. Alright. It's not looking bad. Okay. We are going to try to take off this masking fluid off the bottom. And if you've never done masking fluid, basically it comes in a little container and you just paint it down. It's just latex. And you erase it to get it off. We can use like a small eraser. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use that eraser, and you just very gently, I know some other people use other stuff, but that sucks as I had ink washed this with white on top of my drawings beforehand, and I don't know if it's going to do something to that. Doesn't seem like it so far. But this can be very satisfying. But I did a very rough job of masking this, so see if any ink bled through. So far, so good. Cookie stuff. Just noticed for some reason this isn't settling well. I'm gonna diffuse that out. Hopefully that helps. Ta-da! Not bad. Okay, so now what we're going to do, since that's gone, we're going to clean up the edges on the hands from the snake. But yeah, if you've never messed with masking fluid, it's really fun because it lets you kind of play with negative spaces without worrying about like keeping it perfectly clean, or like without you having to paint perfectly clean, because that's a pain in the ass to do. And it basically just protects what you don't want to get paint on. think there's a artist that uses a lot that I follow. I think it's Haikala. Can't remember. She does like a lot of really cute. Or they do. I don't remember the pronouns, but they do a lot of really cute, like almost Ghibli style animation scenes, and they like to use masking fluid a lot to section off where they would keep the negative space and then go in later. Like they use it a lot in like water scenes, which can be really effective. Make it slightly darker there. I'm gonna say this looks good. It's just a couple things, but I think that looks good. So we're gonna peel off the masking tape on that. So let's hope for the best. I don't know where the edges are. There it is. But yeah, if I do start streaming more continuously, I'll probably do it on Saturdays or Sundays. Probably Saturdays, just because I work during the day. Or not during the day. I work during the week. I have a regular 9-to-5 job. So I can't really stream during then. And Sundays, I'm trying to give myself the day off from art shop stuff. Or else I'll just work all the damn time. So, if anything, I may stream on Saturdays for a bit just to get some painting done and to keep me on it. Keep making new art. Yeah, I have like 6 pieces that are sketched out and just not painted. You can leave behind little pieces of latex so you gotta make sure you get all of it, or else you'll have gaps in your painting whenever they come off. Try not to pull it off. It's very tempting, but don't do that because it can rip the top layer of your paper off. I've learned that the hard way. Get in there. Yeah, a bit of masking fluid that was on top of that finger. I think that's the only pain whenever you use masking fluid. If you're doing painting gradients, it can just mess you up, because afterwards when you're like cleaning up the edges and everything, if you have like a gap in the gradient, it's really hard to match gradients. It can make you have to rework a piece. And luckily that's just pure black, so I can fix that. No clue if this is interesting for anyone else. I can zoom in on the peelies. I'm gonna try that. We're gonna try zoom in. Let's hope it doesn't tank everything. No clue if that did anything. Okay, cool. I don't think it did anything. I can't zoom in. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Freaking fix itself. What are you doing? Okay. Well, I can't zoom in because I don't know how. One time I messed up a whole entire piece because I accidentally spilled ink all over it. That was tragic. And I kind of just try to feel around to see if I feel any latex bits. I try to just push back the masking fluid and not get the eraser on the ink because it can just peel it away. Gotta be very careful. Alright. Okay, so there's a few places, I don't know how well anyone can see. Like right here, in this area, there's a few gaps. Let's see, can I zoom? Let's see. I don't know where. I only know how to move. Alright. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's a few areas, so we're gonna fix those. Got peelies everywhere. We'll be vacuuming them up later. I'm gonna fix that gap on the nail. Gonna make it dramatic again. That cleaned up. Luckily, a lot of the spots that are like have gaps are where like dark ink needs to go, so it's not too hard to fix. Right here. Not too worried about getting on the snake right here because it's going to be a shadow anyways. And also, yeah, that's off. A little bit of tissue. Soak it right up. Ta-da! Okay. Oh god, I smacked the camera again. I think that's it for the hand, honestly. It's not my most dramatic one, but I don't think it really needs to be, considering it's not the centerpiece. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh my god, the camera's all crooked. So we probably won't get to the snake this time. Maybe next stream we'll work on the snake. I have all the florals laid out to where the blue ink is gonna go. And it's a lot of very light shading because it is gonna be a white snake. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna very carefully peel this up because this is my table tray and I need it. Can't just stay attached to this. And I probably will be painting the background black, so it's caused more misery for me whenever I have to make prints and use all my black ink on all these all black prints. A little bit of page ripping, but not that bad. I'll probably get some painter's tape for next time. Alright, and here is what we got so far. I can't raise it up any further because the tripod's in the way, but I mean it's not the worst. Can't get this to focus. Like I said, it's not the most dramatic hand I've ever done, but I think most of the attention is gonna be on the snake, so that's not fun. And even with adding gradient on all this, like the fingers still lined up a lot, so it's not a pure black gradient. Maybe I'll mess with that later and make them darker, but it looks fine. It's not a bad piece so far. Let me see if I can get face cam up just to say bye. We're gonna try our best. This Tanks, I'm sorry. Trying something. Give me 5 seconds. Okay. See if this works. So far the CPU's fine. Maybe because there's not an overlay. Let's see. We're on check. That's how I check, is I could just look at my own stream. Working. I'll take my stream in the last 5 minutes. Maybe it's on a delay. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Well, this was an adventure. Oh, Lord. I think what I may just have to do is, because my Facecam is on my computer, is I'm either going to have to get entirely separate, have 2 separate webcams attached, because I have a webcam attached for the table, and then I have the built-in one is just for the Facecam. So I think it can't run both at the same time. So what I may just do is either get 2 separate ones, have no Facecam, because I need the microphone. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I just can't have 2 running at the same time. I think it uses up too much of my CPU. So I may either have to get 2, because I feel like running an in-camera is probably using more than just like the USB cameras. So I will figure that out. But thank you everyone for struggling along with me. The beginning of like the first 20 minutes were a nightmare. Nothing was working. Everything was crashing. As prepared as I tried to be, I was having issues. But hopefully we can do more of these. Maybe not every weekend, but every other weekend. I'm tired. I'm an introvert. I can't do this much. But yeah, so we got part of this painting done. So we just gotta do the snake next in the background. That's not too much of an issue. So making progress. But yeah, thank everyone for coming along and being patient, and hopefully you at least like seeing me work. Feel free to, if you would like to, I'm gonna bring the mic over here. Hello, mic. Okay, I'm gonna bring it right here. But yeah, if you like my stuff, please feel free to tip.